What's up, Suns Nation? Welcome back to another video. This is your post-game reaction video for the Phoenix Suns and the Portland Trail Blazers. The Phoenix Suns get their first loss of the season in an overtime thriller. They lose 113 to 111. Let's go ahead and talk about it. Well, the Phoenix Suns get their first loss of the season, and it was in dramatic fashion. It took 5 quarters, took overtime to hand the Phoenix Suns their first loss of the season, and well, it was pretty exciting, and got to give kudos to the Portland Trail Blazers. I mean, they really are a good matchup for the Phoenix Suns. You look at their team, you look at their starting lineup, you look at their rotation, it really kept them in the game. And obviously, you can tell. I mean, it was a two-point game. I mean, they won by 2. This game came down to the last second, and there was a lot of opportunities to win this game at the end. And the Suns, it kept going back and forth because there was a moment where I was walking away from the game where I thought, oh, I think the Suns got this. They pulled out another good one, and they remained composed, and then it just slipped, and it's just so unfortunate. And because there were some really good performances by a lot of players in this game, I really love the way DeAndre Ayton played. I know a lot of people are going to talk about the free throw, the missed free throw. I know people are going to talk about some of the missed rebounds and not being aggressive on the boards, but this was a really good game from DeAndre Ayton. I mean, from the opening tip-off, DeAndre Ayton just had a really, really good game. So, but here's the thing. We got to talk about it. It's such a long season, guys. It's 82 games, so to be 1-1 right now with 80 more games to go, there's really much that it would have been great to get this one. It's been 2-0 to go to play the Clippers, but it's such a long season. You got to take these wins into account. You got to take these losses into account. I mean, these tough games can really grow a team, and I know we're looking at this team as if they're the same from 2 years ago when they made that finals run, and a year ago from when they were the best team in franchise history. What you got to know, it's a new squad. Just besides the starting 5 without Jay Crowder, now inserting Cameron Johnson. And at the moment right now, no Cameron Johnson in the starting lineup. You're inserting Damian Lee a lot more. And then also the rotation just looks dramatically different. This is a new squad, and they got to figure out things. And I'm looking at the stats of this game. I mean, this game was... it's really hard to believe that we lost the game. I mean, 46% from field goal range, and they're 43. We were 37% from the 3-point line. They were 34. I mean, the margins are really close, and the score shows. But assists, we had 30. They had 14. Steals, we had 14. It was a great defensive performance from us tonight. We really were able to play aggressive defensively that I didn't see last game against the Mavericks, and turn that into points. And we really got to see the transition offense a little bit here in the first half. Turnovers, they had more turnovers. We had more points in the paint. The only thing that I could see a slight discrepancy, well, not slight discrepancy, it's a huge discrepancy, is the free throws. And if you watched the entire game, you saw it in the first half there where the Trailblazers, I mean, the only person scoring points for them was Damian Lillard, who is an incredible player. I mean, he's one of my favorite players, so no knock on him. But he had 28 points at the end of the first half, and they had 47 or something like that total in the first half. And so I'm sitting back, I would have loved to contain them a lot more, but that really just opened the second half for a lot of their other role players to step in and take over the game. And they did. Kudos to the Portland Trailblazers. They did exactly that. They're a young team that's going to have a lot of success this year. But, free throws. If you watch that first half, the free throws really kept them in the game, and they shot 31 out of 36, so 36 attempts for the free throw line, while the Phoenix Suns only had 15 of 21. So the discrepancy is 21 to 36. That's 15 different free throws, and they made 31 free throws. We made 15 free throws, so that's 16 points. That's a huge difference. I'm not going to knock on the calls or the way that they ref. I just I didn't think it was a terribly called game. I didn't think anything like that. That's just the only discrepancy that I can see here that really played a huge factor into the game. But like I said, DeAndre Ayton had a fantastic game. 26 points, 6 rebounds, 2 assists. Like I said, from the opening tip, just played really well and made some really, really awesome defensive and great defensive plays towards the end of the regulation. I mean, the block was just spectacular. I mean, he's going to have a really great season. I still believe in this guy. I think he's going to have an incredible year. I said in my season prediction video that he was going to have an all-star year. I still believe that. I think he had a great game, and this is something that he can learn from. You know, the free throws at the end, 1 and 2. But, you know, Jock Landale had a huge opportunity there at the end of the game, but you know they were all smiling at the end because they knew just how close it was. And this is a tight knit group, and these guys, I mean, they're going to recover from this. They're looking forward to the next game already. And Devin Booker had an amazing game, 33 points. I love the way Mikal Bridges was aggressive offensively at the beginning of the game. Really great defensive performance. I really like the way that Monty is putting him on some of the premier players that we're seeing. So Mikal on Luka, Mikal on Dame. I really like that. And just, you know, because he's really capable of that. He was a runner-up for the Defensive Player of the Year. So playing around with the rotation. We've got to talk about the rotation because the rotation is, I got to give kudos to Monty first. I really like the way he's playing with the rotation. He's really trying, and you can really tell that he understands that this is one of the biggest weaknesses with the team. But you can really tell that he's really trying not to keep the rotation out there as a full unit. He always has a starter on there, whether it's Cameron Johnson, Devin Booker, DeAndre Ayton from time to time. But now it kind of seems like he's resorting to using Cameron Johnson with the rotation than he is with the starters, because towards the end you saw Damian Lee in there playing a little bit of a small ball lineup, and Cameron Johnson was on the bench. So that's just because Shaman is out, and you got to play with rotations and kind of go with the hot hand right there. But Monty's definitely playing with these lineups here to try to get something to work, trying to get something to. And the rotation did play a little bit better than they did against the Mavs. So we got to figure it out. I think next game might be a little bit bad. It's hard to predict right now. But the rotation, man, like the rotation is really giving us issues already. We've seen it in the first game. We've seen it here in the second game. But that's it. That's my reaction. The Suns drop a game. They're 1-1. It was a really close. I mean, it was so close. We could have been 2-0. There's a lot of chances. But I did like the way that they responded towards the end of regulation. They were down by 5. I believe with like 4 or 5 minutes left. And they really just found their way back into the game because they've been here before. 32-9 last year on the road. And I believe you had that insane stat where any time they were leading in the fourth quarter, they were 49-0. Well, obviously that's not going to happen this year because they were ahead in the fourth quarter and they dropped this game. So they are now 0-1 with the lead in the fourth quarter. Something's got to be fixed there, but I'm still believing in this team. It's a tough loss, but it was super close. It was super, super close. But go ahead and comment down below what you thought about the game. Comment down your reaction below, and be sure to follow me on TikTok, and be sure to like and subscribe this video here on YouTube, and I will see you guys next time. Go Suns!